welcome to Patty's Aquatics.
Welcome to Patty's Aquatics. My name is Adam and welcome to the fish room. So today I got some new fish and I want to show you guys what they are. I got them in a quarantine tanks. I want to put them into their new tanks, which I'll show you that as well. I got these fish from Aqua Huna. Now, I've ordered fish from them a few times already in the past with some kind of mixed results. For the most part, it's been positive. My rainbow shiners, a lot of them I ordered from Aqua Huna, and they all came in healthy and happy. I got some gold white clouds in the past, and they all came in fine, but then I had like half of them die off like a few weeks later. I had some peacock gudgeons that all died, but I think that was more weather related. And so I want to talk a little bit about that first. They have great shipping costs, and that's like the biggest thing that kind of draws me to them. You know, most places you got to spend $30+ for shipping, which is understandable because you want to get your fish to you as fast and as safe as possible rather than being out and about in our transit system for how many days. But with their flat rate shipping, I think it's $15, and I think it's 2 to 4 days. It usually gets to me within 3 to 4 days. Now, I don't ship tropical fish per se. It's more ones that don't need heaters. And the time of year, which is March right now, I got these in the beginning of March. I knew, well, I'm steering away from fish that need heaters anyway, but still I wanted to try to make it just a little bit easier for the possibility for them to be safe and healthy and not have issues. So there's an added option through them for an extra $10 to be able to get it overnighted. So that's what I did. I spent 24 bucks for shipping. Not terrible. I think it's pretty good compared to some places. Now, the one thing that I was a little worried about was because I had been reading reviews, because I had some people online lately saying that really Aquahuna has kind of fell off in quality-wise as far as their fish go. I was reading the reviews on one of the fish that I was getting because I got 2 different species. And people were complaining that they died right away. Some had like bent spines. They didn't look nice. So that kind of made me weary of ordering there. I looked around other places. I tried to get some at a local swap, but that vendor didn't bring any. So then I went back to Aquahuna again and I looked at the reviews, and all the recent reviews within that week were all positive and glowing about these fish. So I said, let's give it a try and we'll see what happens. And I placed my order and they got to me within a day of being shipped as they're supposed to. Everything looked great and they're doing great. I followed their acclimation process of taking the fish out, the temperature acclimate, and then getting them used to your water by adding a little bit of your tank water into the container every like 15-20 minutes and then adding them. Now, I have them up in this 10-gallon tank here. I will give you guys a closer look at what they are and where they're gonna go. So let me turn this camera around. All right, so these are the fish I got. I got gold ring Danios, which are these right here in the front. If I could focus in, they got like the almost little leopardy look to them. And then I also got emerald Dwarf Rasboras, which are in the back. They got more of the tiger stripes. If they won't focus, like those guys right there in front of the filter. So I got them both in here. I got about, I don't remember how many now. I think it was 16 of one and 12 of the other. I don't remember offhand which was which anymore. So I quarantined them in here. I put them all in this tank because I wanted to, I could put them in the tanks I'm going to put them in, and I'll show you that in a second, but I wanted to be able to have it a little more practical where I could keep better eye on them to see what was happening. That was one of the biggest downfalls I had when I got peacock gudgeons from Aquahuna and I put them in their tank and they all disappeared and I could never find them again, and they wound up all dying one after another. Where I didn't want that to happen this time, I wanted to have a better eye on them to see what was happening. So I gave them a little cover and back, but other than that, it's just a little 10-gallon tank that's pretty open just so I have a better eye on them. And like I said, they all did great. I didn't have one death. No crooked spines or nothing like that that some of the people were saying in the reviews. Now the gold ring Danios I never heard of before. I was looking on their website and they sound intriguing to me. I wanted, like, again, a species that does not need a heater. So I'm going to put them in a tank and then let them grow up a little bit, and I'm going to attempt to breed them. And I'd love to get a huge tank full of them. Now the emerald Dwarf Rasboras, they are just like the little brethren I have over here, the CPDs. They can actually breed together, so they are that similar of fish. So I pretty much know how to handle these guys, so that'll be fun to try to get a school of these guys going. And once they color up, the males are just astounding with that blue color that they have on them. So that being said, let me show you where I'm going to put them. Zoom out a little bit here, and that is the 229 gallons that I have down here. Now, right now I have them scaped, but it honestly is nothing to write home about. They were just quick scapes of throwing some stuff in there for now. I need to get more plants in here. I'd like to get some stem plants and other things, but this is the tank I'm going to put those gold ring Danios in. Gives them a little bit more room to be able to swim around in this one. Then I got my big Anubias on my log down there, which, by the way, that piece of Mapani wood and that Anubias are the first pieces of live plant and wood I ever bought from Aquarium Co-op. I don't even know how long ago that was, probably almost 10 years ago. So yeah, like I said, nothing to write home about. This is where the cribs were. The cribs are now in with my Fahaka puffer. If you haven't seen those videos, they are doing great, by the way, and it is just fascinating to see those fish interact with each other. Being cautious, but very much enjoying that. Now, this 29 gallon over here used to house my white cloud minnows. They are in a river tank of their own. If you've seen my video last week about the Aquarium Co-op Magic Nugget food, I showed a brief little footage of it, of them in there. I'll show you that a little closer down the road, but again, here, nothing to write home about. Still algae and stupid guppy grass in there, which I hate. This is a work in progress. I added that, I think it's the red flame sword. I can't remember which one that is. That was up on that 10 gallon. Bunch of litter at the bottom, because I really think the those emerald Rasboras will absolutely love to be able to dodge around in that little stuff at the bottom. And I've got the double stacked filters as well in both of them. I did that in all my tanks now to add added filtration to my aquariums. Overrun by snails, as you can see as well. I haven't fed these tanks in probably a good 2 weeks plus. So they're coming out and about foraging and looking for food. But yeah, I will get these tanks into some tip-top shape down the road. But I just wanted to get the fish in there now because they've been up in this quarantine tank for about almost 2 weeks now. So they're ready to come down. So that being said, I will try to get some in a specimen container, and I'm going to have to scoop these out separately. So I'll try to get one species in once, and I'll show you, then put it in, and then do vice versa with the other. Unless I'm having issues, then I'm just going to wind up taking them a little bit at a time and dump them in the tanks, and then we'll go from there. Either way, I'll catch back up to you in a second. All right, so I believe I scooped out all 16 of these emerald Dwarf Rasboras. I will put them into their tank now, and we'll see what happens. They're probably just going to go and hide, and I know people are probably going to say, holy man, is that a big tank for all those small fish? And you would be 100% right, and that's okay. It's just going to be like the CPD tank. I want to get an enormous number of these guys and have big schools in here just for my own satisfaction to watch these fish. That's the long-term goal, and to get rid of this freaking algae once and for all, which means probably getting some more stem plants in here and really playing around with that. I've been lacking a little bit on this tank lately because of not having anything in here. I did some blackouts and it really didn't seem to do anything, but yeah, so that's these guys. Now I got to work on those gold ring Danios. Those things are super fast. I'll get them in the bucket and I'll show you the release of those guys. All right, so I think I got all those gold ring Danios. They are quicker than quick. A few of them are just like, they are good at hiding. They would go down into the gravel and bury themselves, and they're so small I don't want to crush them with the net. Like I said, I think I got all 12 of them. It's hard to see, hard to count them. They're so quick, but I'll keep an eye on that tank just in case. But in the time being, let's get these guys in here. And they're probably going to go on hide, which is understandable. They were just stressed the heck out trying to get them out of that tank. So what I will do is I will put some footage in here of them after they settle in and settle down and come out and everything. And you guys can see them a little closer. I'll put some footage from both. But again, I just want to talk a little bit about Aquahuna. I am very much satisfied with the purchases that I got today from these guys. They have money back guarantees as well. Not a lot of online retailers have that. Typically they're just at the door, you're going to get them alive, where these guys, Aquahuna gives you a 3-day guarantee basically. All you have to do is send them a picture of your fish out of the water deceased if it dies within 3 days, and they'll give you your money back. I didn't have to worry about that here, but I have done that in the past with those guys, and they have worked for me, and they've been very cooperative, and I appreciate it. So I think that's very cool, because there are some heck, even some local fish stores where I know of that as soon as you walk out the door with these fish, that they are pretty much on you if they die. So to be able to have that kind of a guarantee is very nice. Obviously a little longer would be great, because you don't know what happens sometimes with these fish, but I'll take anything over than just getting them in my door in case, because you never know what would happen. But other than that, Aquahuna and this shipment has been awesome. The fish are super healthy, eating. They look great, very active, and I definitely would order from them again. But again, if I was ordering something that needed to basically be in a tank with a heater, I probably would have done the overnight, or I would wait until a little bit of a warmer climate for myself with living in Wisconsin. But I knew I wasn't doing that, so I was completely fine. And this time in March, when I ordered these guys at the beginning of March, we were getting like 40-degree weather, where today, as I'm speaking and filming this, we are getting a blizzard and snow. Go figure. But yeah, Aquahuna is a pretty cool place. I say give it a try, at least give it a look. You know, if you're looking to order fish online, put it in your plethora of different places you may want to order from, just to kind of see what's best fits your needs and what you want. They have a good selection of fish. I will put the link to Aquahuna in the description of the video. But yeah, other than that, I should have been putting some footage in here of these guys out and about and settle in on their tanks while I'm rambling here. But if you haven't subscribed to the channel, hit that subscribe button. It'd be greatly appreciated. And in the coming months, I will hopefully make these tanks look a little prettier and get these fish breeding probably by this summer, hopefully the end of summer if they're mature enough. That's the idea. And yeah, so I hope to see you again next week here at Patty's Aquatics.